let's move to Michigan and Purdue.
Okay.
So Michigan needed this win. I mean, I'm a Michigan fan. I'll look you dead in the eyes. They desperately needed a resume statement boosting win. They are nowhere close to the bubble right now. And from my eyes, this was not a game that they can even say, ooh, we almost had that one, even though it results in a 5-point game. It felt like they were kept at arm's length away the entire night by the best team in this conference and maybe the best team in the country. Jim, is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, I definitely agree that it wasn't like in question. It was kind of 8 to 10 points the whole way. They never really made the run to tie it through that second half. It was arm's length, like you said. The Purdue best team in the country. I'm gonna pause that a little. Since they lost their one game to Rutgers, they have played Michigan without Jet Howard, Minnesota without Carrington, and Battle got hurt. Granted, that was a blowout the whole way. Michigan State without Hall, Nebraska without Gary and Griesel, full strength Penn State. All right. And then Ohio State, Zed Key got hurt 4 minutes in. Like, so they have been getting teams in vulnerable situations, not full strength.
They're all soft. That's what that is.
Yeah. Can't handle the rigors of the Big Ten.
I'm going to jump in, boys. We're going live in 5 seconds here on Sirius XM. We are officially live on Sirius XM channel 84. We thank you for joining us. If you were listening to the end of Michigan Purdue, we're jumping in and talking about Michigan Purdue right now here on the field of 68 After Dark. I'm Greg Waddell. I've got Patrick Young. I've got Jim Root with me. I'm going to throw it to Patrick now. We just kind of briefly were going around the horn on this game before.
You said Jim was bringing up some good stuff.
Jim was cooking. We'll go back to Jim. Yeah, ball in our best player's hands here, Jim. What'd you make of the finish of this game?
Cooking.
Oh, that is not the best player's hands, but I'll take it. Purdue has had some fortunate circumstances of late. Basically, all their last 7 opponents have had somebody out, key guy out. Now, you beat who's in front of you. They've done that. No taken away from that. But I think it is fair to have questions about, is this the best team? They've got one loss. Like, sure, that the resume looks great. But if they were playing all these full-strength teams, maybe it wouldn't be one loss at this point. It was fun to watch tonight, though, Pat. You're a post player. We got a little bit of one-on-one with Dickinson and Edey. Those guys actually got to cover each other instead of get constantly doubled. So I enjoyed watching that. They did throw some doubles late. Had to figure it out. But I thought it was kind of a good one to watch, something different for both these sides.
Yeah. You bring up some good points. And, Purdue is number 1 team in the country, 1 loss. And, there's no team that I can say just stands out. I mean, you have Zach Edey. He's a player that I think when we call him Shaq Edey. He's not Shaq quite yet. I want him to take on that personality because he had comments, I think, early in this game that I don't need to score 30 and 15. Zach, try to score 30 and 15 every night. Give everyone problems. I just want you to see you be that dominant of a player because it opens up so many doors for everyone else. It solidifies you being the player of the year and a player that we're going to talk about, that we would talk about for a long time. But I just don't see them right now being any team being a complete dominant. I mean, I look at Alabama yesterday and they looked extremely vulnerable. I don't think they will beat a Purdue. They don't have a post presence to stop anyone like Zach Edey to even contend. Once that ball touches the paint, in general, they're in trouble. But I really, it is toast of the night, or in my mind, thinking of Fletcher Lawyer. Goodness gracious, he does not look like a freshman. He finds a way to really help this team bring them to another level. Because Zach, he's done a great job, and I'm curious because Juwan Howard. There's just so many things. I was really locked into this game. Juwan was adamant that those twos that Zach Edey's making aren't going to kill us, so we can live with those. You decide to start trapping late. He was dominating Hunter Dickinson and made him look like a child at certain points. But Hunter held his own. He wasn't super efficient. He had some bunnies, I say bunnies, but some around the basket that didn't fall. But I'm just, there were no digs. Juwan said, we got to do a better job of digging. And I'm like, there's no dig if a guy catches the ball 2 feet deep in the paint. there's no opportunity. But then later in the game, second half, those double teams did look very effective. Zach it wasn't super easy for him to get it out. So just curious your take on what that's going to look like for them, for Purdue in the future. Because Michigan, if Jed Howard was in this game, I believe, even though his defense has always been kind of in question this year, I think this is a different game because overall, 6 turnovers for the game. That's it. They were right there. Just didn't have enough juice on the offensive side to convert and finish this one out.
Yeah, so I'm going to jump in. We're actually going to cut to break. Out of break, we will answer PY's question. We'll come back to Michigan Purdue next on the Field of 68 After Dark.